Get ready to dive into a world where empires stand on the brink of war and terrible monsters tear at the fragile borderlands of men. The Adventurer-Conqueror King System Imperial Imprint, or as we like to call it, Acts 2, is now live on Kickstarter. Acts 2 is the new edition of the acclaimed best-selling fantasy role-playing game. You'll find everything you need to enjoy epic fantasy campaigns with a sweeping scope. Whether you want to crawl through dungeons, experiment with alchemy, crossbreed monsters, run a merchant emporium, raise an undead legion, or even conquer an empire, Acts 2 supports your playstyle. Acts 2 integrates experience point mechanics, making campaign activities a seamless part of the core gameplay loop. Your character levels up in new and exciting ways each time you play, adding massive replayability to each of your adventures. Acts 2 offers 18 character classes, 378 spells, new combat mechanics, and so much more. Support Acts 2 on Kickstarter today.
How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day, the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply.
For the fourth year in a row, Dawn is partnering with iHeartRadio for Can't Cancel Pride, a campaign that has raised over $11 million for the LGBTQ+ community. Dawn continuously strives to celebrate visibility and inclusivity for all, and that means supporting amazing organizations like Centerlink, providing safe spaces where over 52,000 community members go each week to receive critical and life-saving services. Dawn is there for your home, or your home away from home. So visit can'tcancelpride.com to learn more.
Knocked Prone is a clean, chaotic, and deep podcast for D&D nerds. Find more ways to support our show in the episode description.
Whether you're a halfling, a giant, or somewhere in between,
round the table with your friends, playing Dungeons and Dragons.
And if life ever knocks you down, your dice will surely turn around. Roll your stats, it's time to quest. Let's put your characters to the test.
So we are joining you guys. Kobo, you are leading the party towards your old naval ship. You dealt a lot with the aquatic battle over this lake between the Draco Goblin jungle and one man's wasteland. What is the name of your ship, Kobo?
Well, welcome to Kobo's Motoboto of Song, Story, and Salutations.
And you'll see on the side of it, there's like crossed out the dragon's dagger, and that's like crudely written below it as it's been transformed from a military ship into his little bard carrying vessel.
All right, so yeah, you guys, as you're looking over it, it's like a mechanical, it has an engine you can see on the outside. It almost looks like, you know, the river boats that have the big fan on the back? It's one of those, but it has 4 cannons on the outside, 2 on each starboard and port sides of the ship. And at the back of this ship, there is a pirate ship-esque, like, wooden steering wheel that has, like, the wood slats that come out into points. And at the front of it is a mermaid-style kobold, which the top half is just a kobold, but the bottom half, obviously, is a mermaid.
He's, like, leaning forward, one hand slicking back hair, and the other hand scratching his back.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, that's exactly how it looks. And so you guys are able to board it. You guys are crossing this battlefield. So there's a naval battle going on pretty much at all times.
So it should be smooth sailing. We're going to want to make sure to keep an eye out for the cannonballs, though. They might be coming in our general direction, but otherwise I see almost...
Should we just walk around?
No, this is faster.
I don't really like water.
As long as we don't fire at any of them, they're usually pretty focused on each other.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So how this is going to work. I am nicknaming this like a little mini game we're going to play Crit Ship. Like Battleship, but with D&D spiced inside. We're going to roll initiative. So actually, everyone roll initiative before I continue any further.
4.
11 for me?
8.
What we're going to do now that you're all in initiative, Grom, you are going to be first. Every single person on their turn is going to roll a survival check. every single survival check will have certain thresholds that will mean certain things. A 0 to 10, for instance, you will move 0 feet forward, you won't be able to shoot any shots, and your ship will have a mishap, which I'm taking from the Ascent to Avernus table of the vehicle section. So if you want to check out what rules we're using, that's where they are. 11 to 15, you will move forward 1 square and you will be able to fire 1 cannonball. 16 to 20, 2 squares, 2 cannonballs. Nat 20 or higher than 20, 3 squares and 3 cannonballs. The distance between One Man's Wasteland and the Draco Goblin Jungle is 12 squares. So you have to get, technically, if you were to roll perfectly 4 nat 20s in a row, you would just win. But while this is all going on, the goblins and the kobolds are currently having a battle on this water. So you will be being kind of shot at by 3 goblin ships. Now, every one of your shots that you earn on your survival checks is equal to a ping pong ball, as y'all can see on the table, but the podcast cannot see, unfortunately. We have a bunch of red solo cups filled with water on the table. When you score a shot, you can use one of your ping pong balls to try and hit one of the ships to disarm their mechanism. I know that you guys aren't going to be wanting to kill these goblins, most likely, but you can use these in order to make sure that they are not firing back at you during their round. One final thing, the ships closest to your side of the table, if you get a ping pong ball inside of that ship, it's offsides. It doesn't count. So you have to go for a ship that is not directly adjacent to your side of the ship. If I get you guys out, that's going to make things a little harder for you.
Our ship?
Yes, so you guys,
I didn't even
that's
think about
your
that.
ship.
You're shooting
this
at
is
us.
your. I'm shooting at you at the end of every round. With that, let's get going. So you guys fire up the engine, and you are cruising across the river.
Hold on! And then we just go.
Very slowly starts like rearing up its speed.
Yeah, it's like the lawnmower, but you're on like the turtle speed instead of the rabbit speed. So you're just like, you see smoke billowing from the ship at like the low gear that you're riding in.
With it being renamed, I don't think we'll have much trouble.
You hear a goblin across the water.
Is that Kobo? Kill him!
And with that, Grom, go ahead and roll me a survival check.
I thought you were a bard. Ooh, 16 plus 0, so 16.
All right, so you get 2 shots against these goblin ships as they are approaching you, and you move forward 2 spaces.
Close.
Unfortunately, you get 2 shots against the ship with your cannon. Sail wide with both of the shots. And with that, Kobo, you are up.
Oh,
roll
boy.
me a survival check.
So that is a 19.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you will also get 2 shots against these goblin ships, and you will move forward 2 more spaces, so you are a third of the way there.
You can do this.
Kobo wouldn't shoot though.
But it's to disarm, right?
It's a disarm.
That's fair. Yeah, take some shots of the cannons. I yell,
No! It's not the dragon dagger anymore! It's Kobo's Moto Bodo of song, story, and salutations! Salutations!
So unfortunately, you also miss the ships, but you are making steady progress across the water. And with that, Zag, you are up. Go ahead and roll me a survival check.
Go Zag, go Zag, go Zag. 10.
A 10? Unfortunately, you will move forward 0 spaces, and the ship will have a malfunction. So go ahead and roll me a d20 to determine the malfunction.
8.
Weapon malfunction. Your cannon, roll me a d4.
No. Anything else?
That's hilarious. This is the only d4 malfunction.
2.
Your cannon can't be used for the next 1d4 rounds, so you got a 2, including this round, though. So you'll have 1 round. Next round, you won't be able to fire. Doria will go, and she gets 6 plus 2, so another malfunction. She got a 10 on her malfunction, which is also a weapon malfunction. So, Alec, roll me a d4.
oh no.
4. That's a 4.
Doria's cannon will not work for the next 3 rounds after this round. 2 cannons have now stunted, but with that, we're going to go to the goblins' turn. There are 3 ships, meaning that I will get to roll against you guys 3 times. 12 on the first one, a 13 on the second, so they get another one, and a 17 on the third, so they get an extra 2. So they will have 4 shots against your ship.
What are we gonna do, guys? We're
gonna hope Cade's bad.
I hit the rim.
Oh.
Dang!
So that's 1 shot against your ship. That was almost so good. Unfortunately, I'm better at this game than you guys are. And
the game you created?
The game that I created. And so I hit one of your ship's cups, and the ship cracks in half. It is still moving. However, you now have 2 separate ships that are almost like rowboats that are next to each other. The back half of the ship being Doria and Zag, and then the front half being Grom and Kobo. It functions the same, you're just 2 separate ships.
2 sides of the same coin.
2 sides of the same coin, exactly. And Zag and Doria are in the other ship. And with that, we're at the top of the round. The goblins are closing in on you. They've moved 3 spaces forward. You've moved 4 spaces forward. So you're still in the lead of them, but they are looking to intercept you with hate in their eyes for Kobo.
Kobo, I thought you said this was safe.
Sing them a song.
I've renamed the ship. I thought they would know I wasn't trying to fight them.
Sing them that sad song. They'll forget why they were in here.
You killed Little Toe, and I'll never forgive you.
Who's Little Toe?
My mom.
Kobo doesn't kill.
I used to.
Grom, go ahead and roll me a survival check.
7.
A 7? With a 7, go ahead and, I'm sorry, roll me a ship malfunction.
17.
Ooh.
I don't think the high is better in this table, but...
Damaged axle. The vehicle grinds and shakes uncontrollably. The vehicle's speed is reduced by 1 until the end of your next turn. That includes everyone's rolls from here on out for the rest of the round. With that, Kobo, you are up.
15!
A 15. All right, you will get 1 square and 1 space forward, which means 0 spaces forward because the ship is unfortunately damaged. But you will get 1 shot against these ships.
Kill him.
Yeah! Kobo will strategically target the back engine, hitting it, just temporarily knocking it offline.
Good shot, Kobo.
I will say that this ship can't move for the rest of the round. They will still fire at you, but they can't move for the rest of the round. So you will be safe from these goblins on this ship. But with that, Zag, you are up. Go ahead and roll me a survival check. What'd you get?
Well, I got a nat 1. Dude, does my...
Oh, no.
I'm switching dice. Hold on a second.
Roll me another d20 for the malfunction.
Nat 20.
Okay, with a nat 20, no mishap, and your ship gets blown forward 1 space. Yeah. And I'm not going to count that gets -1 because a nat 20 is a nat 20. So go ahead and go from 4 spaces forward to 5 spaces forward. Again, you have to get 12 spaces. You guys are at 5 out of 12 squares. You are in 2 sides of a ship that are broken in pieces. Goblins are approaching you. And with that, speaking of, it is the goblins' turn. 2 of which will be able to roll against you. The one that Kobo hit, I'm going to say, is going to neglect their turn to fix the mishap so that they can continue to function normally.
Doria didn't get a turn.
Oh, Doria didn't get a turn, and she rolled a 17. So Doria's turn.
Do we get 2 more spaces?
2 more spaces. Ooh. And 2 squares. Her cannons are still broken, unfortunately. But you get 2 more spaces forward, so you guys are at 7 of 12. You're over halfway. And with that, that is the enemy's turn. Their first shot, they get a natural 20, an 8.
Wait, can I use magic? Can I silvery barbs a roll?
You could silvery barbs
on this roll.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'll silvery barbs a nat 20.
Yeah, of course. 12 for the third. So they will only get 1 space closer to you, but they will get 1 shot, and you have 1 cup left. That was good. That was good. And unfortunately, they will miss with their shot. And with the 8, they get a mishap. With a mishap, they're going to roll it. They get a 2. Locking steering. The vehicle can only move in a straight line. It has disadvantage on survival checks for missing attacks until the beginning of your next turn.
Nice.
So if you guys are going to target this leftmost ship right here, you will have advantage on your survival check. Grom, you are up. Roll me a survival check.
10.
A 10? Unfortunately, that's a malfunction.
No, I can't roll.
Go ahead and roll me another 20.
Natural one.
Natural 1. Engine flare. Fire erupts from the engine and engulfs the vehicle in flames. Any creature that is inside the vehicle takes 3d6 fire damage during this turn. Only Kobo and Grom will take this damage, however, since they are split ships now.
Oh.
So unfortunately, Kobo and Grom, you will take 6, 4, and 1. 11 points of fire damage to Kobo and Grom.
I'm gonna take such good care of your mom, dude. Don't you worry. When you guys just sink and die here, I'm gonna move to Brigger Room.
Stay away from my mom, Zag.
Kobo, you are up.
15.
15. All right, you will get 1 square forward and 1 shot.
Do it.
Dang it. I was hoping for more of a bounce.
The bounce.
Unfortunately, you suck and and are unable to hit one of my ships. I'm doing great at this game, guys. I had way more ships than you guys did, so to be fair, I am killing it. And with
GG easy.
GG easy. And with that, Zag, you are up. Go ahead and roll me a survival check.
And I'm online now, right?
You are online. Tell me what that is. 7, right? Not 7.
Yeah, but hold on.
Okay. You do have the ridiculous amount.
Hold on.
Plus silvery barbs gives you advantage.
I can give myself advantage for my silvery
You can.
barbs,
Yeah,
correct?
go ahead
I'm gonna
and give yourself advantage for silvery barbs. Another 7.
So, my final will be 15.
15? Okay. So you'll get 1 square forward and 1 shot.
Yeah!
Woo! And you will hit their main ship. It will not move for the round in order to fix this mishap. But with that, it is the goblins' turn. So 2 of the ships are now back online and are going to try to hit you. One gets a 15, so we're going to get 1 shot at you. And the other, I'm so sorry, it's another nat 20.
I'll blow the silvery barbs this time.
Okay.
Dude, is that not the best spell?
Yeah,
I think that's
silvery
my best spell.
barbs
It's my
is
first
so
level.
good.
It's better than all my 5th level spells.
With that, it's just a 17, so they will only get 2 shots for that. 3 shots total against your one thing.
My silvery barbs is just Kobo yelling, salutations!
Salutations!
Yeah, and they're like, is he a good guy? and they wait, and then they re-aim, and then they still hit you, but they hit you for less.
Oh,
1, I miss.
Miss.
2, that was close. That was a good one.
Yeah, miss.
Oh, I'm getting better. I'm getting better, guys.
I actually think you're getting worse. You made shots before. Now you
I don't know
missed
what
3
you're
in a
talking
row.
about. I'm amazing at this game. So I miss all 3 of the shots for the goblins. But with that, they are within 1 round of catching your guys' ships. They look like they're about to board you. Grom, you're up.
I'll give you the advantage for my silvery barbs.
Kobo, I'm so sorry.
Natural 1, but
Advantage.
16.
16.
So 2
So
shots.
you'll move forward 2 spaces and 2 shots.
Oh, we're close. How many is it out of?
12, so we have 1 more to go.
We got it.
One more. Oh, no. Unfortunately, you get robbed. So with that, Grom, you get 2 shots off against this far ship.
This is nothing like the airship.
Yeah, exactly. And a big wave hits, and you fire 2 cannons wide. Kobo, you are up. Go ahead and take a survival check.
14.
That's all we needed.
A 14, 1 square forward. You are on the other side of...
Shoot them anyway, Kobo.
And if you would like to take a shot, you're welcome to take a shot. As you get to the other side of the beach, you see a massive party of goblins. And you actually recognize these goblins, Kobo, as goblins that you used to fight in the Kobold forces. They are also descendants of Little Toe, the mother that you killed on accident during your fight.
On accident.
So, with that, what would you like to do with your turn? You have a cannon shot, or you have something else that you want to do?
I'll hold my cannon shots and storm the beach. I guess as we're going.
Like, let's try to go wide of these ones, okay?
Try to I know they already see us, but just casually start walking
The other way. Good day to you.
You hear little goblin feet as they're running after you.
Kobo, I don't think they're backing off.
They're so cute.
Zag, the inside of your mind gets a little message.
Let them take you. I have what you want. I'm going to cast Suggestion.
And then you'll have to make a wisdom saving throw.
14?
With a 14, this course of action seems pretty likely whoever is telling you this seems to know what they're talking about, and you believe them. And so you're watching as these goblins are approaching you. And but with that, Zag, you are up.
Okay, so I guess I'm under the effects of said suggestion. So Zag is going to turn away from the party and just walk up to the goblins with his hands out like, cuff me.
Zag, where are you going?
I want to flavor it more like he's not even with it right now. Like he is just blindly following this order. He's not hearing the things or words that are happening around him.
Okay.
So you say that, and Zag doesn't even respond. He continues to walk towards the goblins.
Okay. The goblins will shackle you, and you will disappear into a small crowd of goblins.
Okay.
And with that, Grom, you are up.
Kobo, they got Zag! They seem like they weren't going to kill him immediately. Perhaps.
Hearing that, immediately he just he doesn't want to kill these guys. Are the goblins within like distance of me?
Of course, yeah. There is goblins littering this beachfront.
I'm just gonna run and punch the first one closest to me.
They have 8 hit points, so I will allow you to cleave.
Dude. 14 to hit.
Their AC is unfortunately 15.
Okay. So second attack, 26 to hit.
A 26 will definitely hit.
11 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right, so you will completely knock one of these goblins unconscious, and then you strike through to another goblin, and you are starting to make your way towards Zag.
Zag, get back here!
Kobo, you are up. So you are watching as Grom is chasing after Zag, and Zag, who is being carried away by this group of goblins who at one point were kind of targeting you as an enemy. But now that Zag has freely gone through their crowd, you notice that these goblins have their eyes set on you once again, Kobo.
Kobo almost freezes for a little bit as he's trying to, like, read what's the best thing to do. I'll run up to Grom. Do you feel we cannot talk our way through this? Grom will just...
Zag is gone! You said this would be safe! Very well.
I'm going to cast polymorph on Grom.
I love this,
dude. This is really fun. I'm excited.
This is really fun. The idea that first came to my mind is a mammoth.
Very well. It's your friend. Do as you need.
Allow me a bonus action persuasion check, just Kobo apologizing to the goblins, like, I'm really sorry about this.
Sure, yeah, roll me a persuasion check.
Like, he's just trying to show a genuine apology as he sets them up to be murdered.
Oh, right. I'm so sorry. This mammoth is going to kill you, just like Little Joe. You'll be together soon.
Yeah, that's a 17.
These goblins are like, you know what? It wasn't even your fault that you polymorphed this guy into a mammoth. you had no choice in the matter. Zag, you are up. So we're going to skip your turn for a moment because you are following the orders of suggestion. Okay. And what we're going to do is I think that we're going to eventually get to your scene. So I think we're going to focus on Grom and Kobo, if that's all right.
Yes, I would just like to add one thing. Okay. As Zag is being carried away, goblins are small creatures, right?
Yeah.
I personally just like the idea, just a crowd of them, and Zag is just like crowd surfing on the top, and he's just giggling. Giggling. Like
shackled.
And just giggling like he's so excited to be getting taken away right now.
In your mind, you're at like some awesome concert, but in their mind, they're like, carry the prisoner away. And you're like, carry the prisoner away.
if Zag has his loincloth in his pack, he's going to take it out, and he's going to throw it at something. throwing his loincloth on stage.
Yeah.
How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox. Bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply.
It'll be the goblins' turn. They're going to take some attacks at y'all. All these goblins are going to try and grapple this mammoth. Try and like jump on top of it and subdue this mammoth. This is going to take like a freaking act of God.
I rolled a nat 1 for my attempt to...
For your attempt to anti-grapple?
Yeah, so...
they literally rolled a natural 2. For the sake that it's a natural 1, I will say, because I don't know what a horde of goblins strength plus will be, but I'm going to say that they grapple you, a horde of goblins now on top of your mammoth body, and with that, that's the end of their turn. Grom, you are up. You are grappled by probably like 30 goblins right now.
I'm gonna use my action to attempt to break free.
Okay.
11.
They get a natural 9.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, you won't be able to break free. That will be one of your attacks, though, so you have another attack.
Okay, then I am going to do the gore attack and just raking my horns through the crowd.
Okay.
20 to hit.
A 20 will 100% hit.
26 points of piercing damage as I just rake my
Is this lethal or
tusks.
non-lethal? Lethal.
I'm gonna say that Grom doesn't have like his like I might actually like grievously injure someone, but he's not trying to like necessarily kill. It's more of he's moving them out of the way
It's
with
like a
his tusks.
50-50 chance.
Yeah,
it's
it's not his main intention, but if
It's
it
an
happens,
intention.
if it happens, it happens type thing.
Well,
So
you cleave through 8 of these goblins. They just fall to the ground, completely unconscious or dead. You have no ability to take their pulses otherwise. So,
fair.
And with that, we're going to go over to Kobo's turn.
Kobo's going to look for whoever looks in charge of the goblin horde.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a history or perception check. Your choice.
That's going to be a 26?
26. With a 26, you are easily able to see the headdress of the main goblin in charge. They don't seem to be the ultimate leader, but they do seem to be the leader in charge of this brigade.
I will dimension door over.
Okay. So you dimension door right in front of this goblin leader, who was kind of surrounded by a bunch of like goblin lackeys. He was not on top of the mammoth, and so since a lot of the mammoth grappling goblins were on top of the mammoth, he's kind of left in a vulnerable position.
Teleport right in front of her, beckon towards the mammoth, and I'll be like, we all have our foes, and there are many. Must we really maintain some more? Search your mind for options, any. There are often one or two we have yet to explore.
Roll me a persuasion check with disadvantage. You did kill Little Toe.
That's fair. That's still a 16.
Okay.
A 16. They will call the goblins off of the mammoth. They are not non-hostile. Unfortunately, a 20 would be like the resolve to the 20 plus would be the resolve. She will say, okay, get off the mammoth. Focus, Kobo. And with that, we're going to go over to the goblin's turn. Kobo, you are going to take a goblin horde amount of damage. A 16 to hit.
Yep.
You will take 27 points of slashing damage. And with that, they are going for your throat. They are tackling you to the ground as much as they can. And I'll need you to make a Constitution saving throw to see if you can maintain concentration. The DC will be 13.
16!
A 16, you maintain concentration on polymorphed. That is the end of the goblin's turn. Grom, you are up. You are no longer grappled by any of these goblins, but you see a horde of 22 goblins piled on top of Kobo.
I'm going to... My attention is on Zag. I will run forward towards the nearest threats, which are... Well, on Kobo, because they all ran away from me, right?
Yes.
I'm just going to run forward and gore attack.
Okay.
And if I move with the mammoth, if I move 20 feet, I think is what it is, in a straight line and do a gore attack, the creatures have to make a strength saving throw or be knocked prone, which is like my goal. I want to essentially knock them all over and off of Kobo.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
15 to hit.
A 15 beats.
Okay. 29 points of piercing damage, and then the strength saving throw.
You will gore into 7.5 goblins and knock them unconscious. So you're looking at, with the half that you had last time, you're looking at 14 goblins remaining, and they will make a strength save. What is the DC?
Probably would have been trying to avoid hitting Kobo.
Right. Roll me a dexterity save, Kobo. And then what's your DC?
18.
The goblins fail and are knocked prone like bowling pins. Everyone, go ahead and take a point of inspiration.
Woo! Woo!
Knocked prone.
I got a 10 on the dex save.
A 10. So unfortunately, you will be knocked prone. I need your inspiration point back. So let's go to Kobo's turn before we join Zag. So you are currently being assaulted by 15 goblins. They're around your size. They're trying to like gouge your eyes out a little bit.
A little.
What would you like to?
Just a little gouge.
Casually.
Yeah, like
only pinkies.
casual gouge.
To gouge.
Feeling the pressure of this many goblins being around him, even as they're all knocked back, I'm gonna, like, as they're kind of like all knocked off of me and I'm kind of free for the first time, I'm gonna try to maneuver to be like a little bit more safe. I'm imagining I'm like, oh, what's that old like story about the Cyclops that eats people and they all like hug the bottom of sheep?
The Odyssey?
Yeah, the Odyssey. So I'm imagining I'm kind of doing that on the back of Grom right now. And I'm gonna cast Just Sleep in the pathway in front of us, hoping to put a couple goblins asleep before they get gorged.
Okay, so there are 60 hit points of goblins on the table. Each have 4 hit points. There are 15. So that will determine how many goblins you're able to put to sleep with this.
23.
23. You're still able to knock
One of them has
5.
half health. One of them has half
Oh,
health.
you're able to knock 6 goblins unconscious.
So Kobo, realizing how much like blood and like death is happening, he's like, go to sleep.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Whispering into Grum's like, try to step over that one.
Yeah, you're basically just getting backseat driving, like talk from
left foot. With that, we're going to go over to Zag. Zag, you are crowd surfed into this large chamber littered with goblins who are carrying you on your back. At the back of the room, you see a massive red throne. On top of the red throne, you see a young gnomish girl whose feet are dangling off of the throne, kicking back and forth in amusement. She has wild curly hair and a big gleaming smile across her face. Roll me a perception check as you enter this lair.
12.
You notice a necklace on this gnomish woman, at the center of which you see a stone, and that is all you're able to perceive.
Wait, am I still just like being carried by goblins, or do they
Yeah.
let me go, or like where are we
The
at
goblins
here?
deposit you in front of this long stairway leading to this red throne with the gnomish woman at the top.
I think Zag will take a second to look around and just like kind of get his bearings before looking up at her and just, are you the one that called to me?
Yes, I was looking forward to talking with you. So sorry about your ship.
Ship? Oh, the boat?
Yes,
Kobo seems super handy. He can handle it.
I'm sure. Goblins, I'll gesture to all the goblins who are in the room. My loves, can you give us some privacy?
Absolutely, we'll go kill Kobo. And they file out of the room.
No.
Wonderful.
Hold on, tell them not to kill Kobo.
Oh, don't worry about them. They're
We'll kill Kobo. Dun, 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 dun.
The door is shut. I see the doors in the back of the room open for a second. I see the mammoth trampling all of my goblins. The doors close. I am unfazed. If you are who I think you are, your name is Zag, correct?
Yes. Who are you?
My name is Litzy. I know exactly who you are, but I wouldn't expect that you would know who I am. I was hoping you'd come my way someday. Do you know the great wizard Lakir?
Lakir. Why do I know that name?
You might also know him as the Archivist.
Oh yeah, Grunkle.
Grunkle?
Yeah.
That's adorable. Well, Lakir, as I knew him, was one of my greatest friends. A true friend. He knew me better than anyone. We grew up together, and throughout the years he encouraged me like nobody else did. He accomplished very much in his lifetime. It's cruel how life takes the best of us too soon. I've always had an interest in his posterity. It's like the last piece of his presence in the whole world. Besides the scam he's got running in the Archivist Tower, which is just magic mumbo-jumbo. So, here you are. With me. hoping to satisfy my craving for the presence of an old friend.
What?
From what I understand, you are looking for a soul stone, yes?
I am, and I'm pretty sure you're wearing it. Am I correct?
Oh, this?
Yes.
And I'm going to point to the necklace that I'm wearing. No, this is not a soul stone. This is something much more valuable to me.
Okay.
But since you asked, I suppose I'll tell you a little tale.
Okay.
I had a friend once who I thought cared about me. We were very different people, but I thought that Torin loved me no matter who I was.
Torin from the song.
The song?
Yeah, the saddest song I've ever heard.
Oh, I've heard that tune being mumbled around here lately.
On another note, you should really call those goblins off.
My leg! My leg! To your left, Grom! Oh no!
Did we just hear just carnage out there?
Yeah.
Just like carnage.
carnage.
I was like, I'm not as much worried about Kobo. I'm kind of worried about what they're gonna do to your goblins. They seem like nice guys.
Oh, Zag. You haven't been around here much, have you?
I've been here before, when I was a lot younger.
Huh. Well, funny how memory tricks us that way. This is very much the usual, and I'm not concerned whatsoever.
You don't care about your guys?
I care much more about the story I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, all right, I think Zag's gonna sit down crisscross applesauce.
Okay, that's great. You see, I thought that was the kind of friendship that Torin and I had. One that it didn't matter if we were different people. Well, one day, he gifted me a dragon. People around here know her as Granny D. Torin had hoped I could use my knowledge and skill to change her chaotic evil energy into something more tame, predictable, acceptable. But that was the moment I knew he didn't really love me and accept me for who I am. And now I'm going to begin to change from my young gnome form into a towering, gnarly hag. So now I appear old and sickly and broken.
You're the demon! I've been looking for you!
Zag, I know exactly why you're here. Well, somehow, Torin thought that I wouldn't mind his little dragon project. Maybe he'd even hoped I was going to use his purple goop for myself, take away my own energy. But he was wrong. So, I took a trip to the portal between this dimension and the Shadowfell, where Torin resides, and I plucked up this rock from the fairy circle that keeps our worlds together. Now, I never have to worry about seeing him again. He won't bother me with his insulting gifts and attempts to change me, and I won't bother him with my existence. Now, I know how valuable these soul stones are, even though I care much more about this stone than the one that you want from me. What I'm curious about is what you want with this soul stone.
You're familiar with Kalen, if you are in possession of one of his soul stones?
Yes, of course.
I want to unite all the fragments of his soul so that he can move on.
You don't like the thought of him living the torturous lifestyle being between two worlds?
No, I don't.
Well, I've made many deals in my lifetime, but I want to know what you're willing to do to get this soul stone. If you have half the wit the Lakir had, you'll know how to make me an offer I can't refuse.
Ha! You don't want to talk to me about wit.
Lakir with 20 intelligence, Zag with 8 does not compute.
Does not have half the wit.
Literally does not have. So Zag's gonna say, yeah, I think I can make you an offer. But before we get to that, I just want to say, I don't know everything that happened between you and this Torin, but any friend that was trying to change you, probably not a friend you should have. My friends have never tried to change me, and if anything, they've helped me become a better version of myself.
I wholeheartedly agree with you, and I'm glad you've found better friends than I have.
Yeah, sounds like it. I'm not just here for a soul stone. As far as I know, do you possess a contract that gives you the ownership of the soul of Grom, Iron Fist?
Grom Iron Fist. He's outside, isn't he?
No, that's just a mammoth we met in the wild. He's around. I don't want just the soul stone, but I want Grom's soul to be free. I want you to release him from whatever contract or bond he has with you.
Well, that makes for a pretty valuable trade on my end, so I'm eager to hear your offer to me.
I want that soul stone for me, but I have to get that soul back for Grom. The friendship that he's given me, everything he's given me, I've had no luck. I was on my own. I lost everything that was important to me until I found him. He was the person that I needed to come into my life to give it meaning. Somebody to laugh with and to cry with and to take care of me. That's all he's done, is take care of me since I met him. I'll make you a trade. You want something to do with my bloodline? Take my soul in exchange for his and the soul stone.
From the shadows, you hear, "No!" And Doria will emerge from the shadows, who stealthily followed you in, and she's going to say, "Zag, he's my son. I should be the one to give something up."
It's not your soul she's after, Doria. It's obviously mine. Am I correct?
I have a particular interest in your soul, Zag. You're correct. That's not something I thought you'd be willing to give up. I wouldn't turn down a second.
At that moment, Zag is going to turn to Doria, hold out a hand, and you will see little cute baby Thorn run towards her as he casts Hold Person on Doria. And Thorn is going to try and grab her and envelop her while she's under the effects of Hold Person.
Is that a wisdom save?
Yes.
An 8.
Fails. And now while Thorn is holding her, he's going to turn back to Litzy and say, "She's off the table. Grom has done too much and sacrificed too much to lose her now. We make this deal. You get me, I get Grom, and I get the Soul Stone. But I need one more condition. I need to finish out the adventure that I'm having with my friends. I need to help the rest of them. I need to help my friend Euphemia. You seem to know a lot of what's going on. I need to help her find her mother. I've made promises and commitments to these people. You give me Grom's soul contract. You give me that soul stone. You let me complete my quest and my quest with my friends, and then I will return here, and my soul, as well as Thorn's, is yours for whatever it is you want to do with it. Do we have a deal?" And he's going to hold out his hand to try and shake before Hold Person wears off.
I'm going to pause for a moment before I raise my hand. How do you know all these people are worth giving up your own soul for?
I was lost before I met them, and they gave me purpose. They've helped me become better, and they've helped me become happy. I spent a life on the run, and though I made the best of it, I wanted something else, and I didn't know what it was. And I know now that what I wanted were these people in my life, and I would do anything for them. I know with every fiber of my being that they are worth it, without a question.
Silently, I raise my hand and accept your handshake.
You notice that the hand that extends to you is not the hand that you were expecting of a hag. You notice that it is like a tiger's paw with 6 fingers, and it is like a weird backwards shaped hand. This is a hand of a Rakshasa, and it shakes your hand. Just, you have to switch hands because you thought that you were going to go in with a left hand shake, but you needed a right hand shake for a backwards hand. And so you shake this hand, and as you finish this handshake, in your hand is the Soul Stone of Kalen and the contract of Grom, the soul contract of Grom. And you notice as you approach Litzy that this stone that is attached to her necklace just appears to be a gray stone. And go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Nat 20.
A nat 20. Okay. With a natural 20, you know exactly what this is. Litzy talked about in her story sealing off the Shadowfell so that the Dragonborn could no longer enter the material plane. This is that stone. She took from the fairy circle to seal the portal laid around Litzy's neck.
As we finish the handshake and Zag notices that, he's going to say, "It sounds like you do care about this person, this Tauren. I know what that is. I'm not as dumb as I look.
Okay.
Maybe when I come back, and I will be quick, maybe I can help you fix things with your friend, because true friendship is more important than anything. And then Zag's gonna turn around and walk out.
As you're walking out, Litzy shrinks from her hag form back into her young gnome form. But this time my legs aren't swinging and my face falls flat, and I stare down at the floor as the doors close behind you.
And Litzy, as Zag closes the door behind him, you hear in your head the voices of old friends flitting around your head.
Oh, another soul. Congratulations.
You know he's lying. You'll never find another like us.
Litzy, these are voices of old friends tormenting you. And as Zag leaves, you question whether you'll ever find friendship like that again. And now, Zag, let's join you as you're exiting Litzy's throne room.
Runs back out to find Kobo and Grom.
Kobo and Grom, who have all but dispatched these goblins. A bunch of rounds of combat have expired since that took more than 18 seconds. You guys have backed this goblin leader into a corner.
Seeing that the battle's almost done, Kobo will drop concentration, walk up, and be like,
The battle is over. Help as many of them as you can.
Okay, thank you, and we'll try not to attack the dragon's I'm sorry, what did you rename your ship to again?
Kobo's Moto Bodo of Song, Story, and Salutations.
I will never not laugh when you say that.
Okay, we'll let you pass.
And as long as you are letting us pass, I shall not be harming you.
Okay, thank you. And then you see that she runs off to go heal a bunch of her fallen goblin soldiers, dead or not. And
Kobo will also go and try to stabilize as many as he can.
Yes, roll me a d20.
13.
Roll me a d4.
1.
With a 1, you were able to stabilize 13 goblins in the space of 1 round. And as you run to another goblin to stabilize yet another goblin that has been fallen by this mammoth kobold combo, a beam of purple light shoots out of this goblin as well as all the goblins around's pocket. And rune crystal phones start to rise out of their pockets, forming somewhat of a web of energy above you that causes a purple haze amongst the entirety of the atmosphere. And you start seeing as dead bodies start coming back to life.
At that point, I think Zag is Zag caught up with them?
Yeah, Zag is back. Grom, you see Zag back with your mother and a contract with your name on it.
Run up to Zag and, Zag, you're unharmed.
Zag's going to hold up the soul contract for Grom and hand it to him and say, your soul is your own, brother.
You did it. Oh, and I'll give him just a hug and just, what did she want? What did you get the soul stone?
And then Zag will pull up his arsenal of 5 soul stones now.
The Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Just one more to go.
One more to go. He pulled it up. He said, yep, I got it. We need to get your mom back home. Looking around, seeing everything that's happened, or these dead are coming back to life. Something's wrong. Something is obviously wrong. We need to get your mom back home.
Oh, all right. Straight away. Do I know the direction that it would be in from here?
Absolutely. You've been in the Draco Goblin jungle as a dwarf. You are able to get to the outside of the Brigaroon Mountain rather quickly with Kobo in tow. You see stumbling out of the Brigaroon Mountain entrance is actually your father.
Oh. Dad, I wasn't expecting to see you here.
Grom! Thousands of dwarves dead! Coming back to life! They're all marching on Ascended Corp! We need... Doria? Grom!
Dad,
And he's going to give you a huge embrace. And I think that's where we're going to end our session for the night. My name is Cade, the host and mammoth writer of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure, and I'm joined here by the players to my left.
Alec playing Zag.
Mason playing Grom.
Danny playing Kobo.
And Brooklyn playing Litzy.
Thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this session, go on over to patreon.com/Noct and check out our amazing content. I'm so excited to join the party next week, continuing Grom's conversation with his parents, who have been estranged for a long, long time. And then joining the party back up in Thrycreen Canyon as Vecna's plan is set into motion. And thank you again for joining us, and we hope that you remember when life knocks you flat on your back, all you gotta do is keep rolling, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Also, rolling 4 natural 20s in a row is a 1 in 160,000 chance. So good luck to us.
We are 1 in 160,000. As long as Brooke's not here, the chances are great. And then as Zag is going and he's leaving, he realizes that Doria's still inside, and and then he turns around and runs back in, tells Thor, "Hey, let her go, let her go." Grabs her by the hand and runs back out.
Where's my mom?
How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply.